And the next day, I reluctantly made an appointment with the mental health team. I didn't want to go. I resented the idea. But sitting in those sessions, unpacking what I'd been carrying around was really helpful for me. If I hadn't reached out, I truly believe my life would have taken a completely different trajectory. Years later, when things were going well, Colleen and I talked about that day, and she said, "I bet you still think you were right to blow up that day." And I shrugged sheepishly and said, "Yes." And I followed up by saying, regardless of any of the PTS stuff, the guy hit you in the head with an apple. What guy wouldn't have gone after him? And then she said something that stayed with me ever since. She said, "Let's go with your fantasy version, where you jumped out of the car, came to my rescue, punched him out. What do you think happened next? What do you think Harvard would have done when you beat up a student in front of 200 people at an intersection? What do you think the Army would have done? They both would have kicked you out." And then she said, "More importantly, the kids saw something in you that day that they had never seen before, rage. You weren't going to just rough him up. If you'd gotten out of the car, you would have ended him. And where would we all be today if that had happened?" Looking back on this, I consider myself to be one of the fortunate veterans. I was able to get the care I needed when I needed it. I had a loving family and a community of support, and I was eventually able to regain that sense of purpose that I needed. But what I worry about is those younger soldiers, 18, 19, 20, that did that first enlistment and had 2 combat deployments and then came home, and they didn't have that foundational family of support. They didn't have that new sense of purpose. They didn't have that connection, and they didn't have access to care when they needed it.